Hi guys!
Hey everybody.
We're so happy to be back.
It has been a long time. We talked about what we've done since we left. We've talked about the kids and all the activities. We talked about a church. Talked about selling the RV.
Oh, and we've added animals. Can I just tell everything in my life? Okay. Yeah. So where have we been?
What's been going on with LPO6? I still have my shirt on right there.
Oh, did you plan that?
I did not plan it. It was just
wow.
what I had on today.
What we do.
And yeah. So yeah, we've been MIA for a while on YouTube anyway. Now, if you follow us on Instagram
Whoop, whoop.
at Loftis Party of Six, Laine is very good with that and been keeping that up and has not failed in Instagram like I have
you
failed
took a
on
break.
YouTube. We'll get to that and what's going on with YouTube. But we did want to make a video because Laine has had a lot of questions about what's going on with YouTube. Are you guys coming back? What's going on with your family?
Where you at?
Yeah, where are you at? You're going to start making videos again, and we're going to get into that. We do want to talk a little bit about what's been going on with our lives before we go into our future plans. Our last YouTube video, which was whenever we were in the Florida Keys, and we had a wonderful time there. One of our most memorable trips of RV living that we have had, I would say.
In fact, the kids, especially Chason, well, he said for his 6th birthday, he wants to go to the Florida Keys. Not a big ask at all, but that's what he's been asking. And yeah, Disney World and Florida Keys, I think for our kids was like top 3 best memories as far as the whole 3 years of traveling full time. So it was the bomb, but we had to leave suddenly not way earlier than we expected, but we had to leave suddenly earlier than we expected because my Papa Ross passed away.
Yeah, we had several, I think a couple days left, and we were trying to figure out if we were going to stick around for a couple more days or just go ahead and book it on home, because obviously we didn't want to miss the funeral for that. And so we just decided to just go ahead and leave the Florida Keys a few days early. And so we made it back to Missouri in 2 days.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 straight solid driving days. I think when I Googled it, it was 24 hours solid. And so we just broke it up into sections. It takes 1 whole day to get out of Florida from the Florida Keys.
Forever.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what started the tailspin of like, we had all that going on. And then we had a couple of other things that were already planned, and we were just busy. We just came home to total chaos. Lots of plans and lots of unplanned things coming up. And then it's like, wait, what are we doing with our life? What's next? We literally didn't know what was next when we came home.
Right, because even before we went to the Florida Keys, we was in this transition of staying in the Moonshack during the winter time, and then we was like, well, we want to go travel, we want to go do things, but our kids were so asking us to be involved in things. Like Layla was actually in horse lessons before we went to the Florida Keys, and so we had to take a break from that. There was just other things that even Grady was wanting to be a part of coming up, which was football. And luckily we had some friends that were in Georgia who was doing a football camp in the summer, and so we had made a commitment in June to go to Georgia for a week and let Grady be involved with football. This was his first football experience. And we believe, because of us being on the road and us homeschooling our children, we want our children to have experiences of sports and activities, of things that I guess normal kids who are in public school, like the things that they would get to have. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I was like, well, my kids are normal.
I'm not saying our kids aren't normal.
I know what you mean. We want homeschooling to not be something that they lack certain things that kids who go to public school get to do. But homeschooling for us is they get everything, plus it's enhanced with more than they could get in public school. Right. And so when Grady showed interest in football, we said, okay, if you're interested in 6 months and a year from now, then we'll stop everything and we'll get you in football. Kids say the darndest things, so we don't take everything immediately when they say it and say, okay, we'll change our life for that. But he was consistently passionate about football. And so this camp, it was a free football camp, an amazing Christian family that we love and adore was running it. So we said, okay, we'll go to Georgia. We didn't know where we were going to live. We didn't know what state we were going to live in. At this time, we were still full-time traveling and using the Moonshack as a home base. So Georgia was no big deal. He fell in love with it. He was great at it. And it was on the drive home, actually, that it was like 2 o'clock in the morning on the drive home from Georgia. And Michael was kind of quiet, and I was kind of quiet. And I said, what you thinking? He's like, it might not be the best time to bring this up. I said, well, who cares? The kids are asleep, let's talk. He's like, what about just moving in the house in Ava?
Yeah, so if you've noticed, we're not in an RV right now. That's something we haven't
you don't even know this?
Well, I'm just saying, we haven't even brought this up yet.
Yeah.
If you guys know and followed us for a little bit, we bought that flip house, that farmhouse that I was fixing up. And I actually had it sold. I had it sold in May whenever we were in the Florida Keys. And I had it pending for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, my buyers backed out on us. Really no reason for them to back out other than just personal reasons. It wasn't the house's fault, wasn't my fault. They just backed out. And we believe now, and we know, that the Lord was preparing that because he knew that we was going to have a place to stay and a place to kind of settle in for a little bit, a place for us to kind of get back into sticks and bricks. Home life, and not living in an RV. Because when we were so busy in June, we were go here, go there. We had events in Texas. We had the event in Georgia. I think we had some things planned in July. And so living in an RV during all of the go for us was like we were kind of outgrowing the space. We knew that would happen eventually, that the motorhome would become too small and we would outgrow it. We always just planned to probably get something larger, to get a larger motorhome or go back to a fifth wheel, just so we had more space. But with our children being more involved in activities, we just knew things was going to be taking place that would cause us to need stability and a little. And I'm not saying RV living isn't stable, but we just needed something to be able to call home that wasn't on wheels and would give us a little bit more space to homeschool and do so many things.
Yeah, the RV, when it was moving, it didn't seem as crowded, like when we were vacationing, but it's always when we came home. If an RV's not moving, it's a trailer, and it sucks for me.
Yeah, it struggled.
That made it hard.
We struggled whenever we came home and wasn't moving. So people who are stationary living in an RV, kudos to you, because we struggled with it.
Yeah, well, we had something to compare it to.
Yeah.
We knew what it was like to travel in one. And guys, I miss it. Like, there's been several times that I just long to leave. I have such a gypsy soul. But as parents, we are committed to putting our kids' passions and desires number one first, no matter what. Him and I will be on an adventure of a lifetime once we're empty nesters to keep me alive, because it's going to be terrible. But, right now, this season calls for us being home and to let Layla be in horse lessons and let Grady do football, and all the kids did soccer this fall. Yeah. And it was wonderful. They loved it. They're thriving here. They're thriving seeing the same people consistently. There is pros and cons to full-time travel, and there's pros and cons to not be traveling, to be living in a house. Definitely the same amount of pros and cons. Maybe more pros to traveling.
And I'll briefly talk about one of those pros to having a home. Is that now we get back into church, and we get to back to the church that we were at before we left on the RV road. And so when we came back, we got back involved in our church. And I'll be honest with you, being in an RV and full-time traveling, we enjoyed getting to visit different churches.
Yeah.
But we always felt like visitors. And we were never in one place very long to really get a connection. Now, we made amazing connections with some amazing Christian people on the road who were also full-time RVing, and they have become amazing friends of ours. But for us to really, I feel like, to mature as Christians and for us to grow spiritually, I know, speaking for myself, I struggled on the road to maintain accountability and consistency. Consistency in praying, reading my Bible, just really seeking the Lord. I struggled with that on the road. And the scripture that comes to my mind a lot when I think of our RV journey and my spiritual life was, what is a man profit if he gains the whole world but loses his soul? Mm-hmm. I was telling myself, well, Michael, that's what you've done. I was feeling like I had gained a lot of YouTube followers. I had gained all these different things. Our income was growing on the road. But where was I at spiritually on the road? And I struggled on the road. I really did. I struggled. I was high and low a lot. And there was, like Laine said, a missing of consistency with me on the road. So being home, I'm excited about being involved in the things that I was involved with before we hit the road, so that I, as a man, a Christian man, can begin to reestablish those feelings and the spirituality that I once had.
The leadership
That I once had before.
It's been a huge blessing. It's something I honestly didn't realize that I missed until we came back, and it feels so good to step back into that church and to step back and just to have the opportunity to be in communications with the same people consistently. With full-time travel, you meet people and it's like, oh, I love you too. Oh, we're leaving tomorrow. Like only a specific few did we connect lifelong relationships with, and several that we would have if we would have had more time, I'm sure. But yeah, it's growing us in our faith because you've got people holding you accountable to that. You've got events like tonight, we're getting ready to take the kids to church, and it's been huge for the kids. Church is like their favorite.
Grady's involved in a Royal Ranger program that's with
awesome.
Assembly of God ministry, but like the boy recites things now because they do a lot of memorization, and so he knows things that I'm so like. Grady's just got a photographic memory. He memorizes things really well.
And Layla gets to worship with other girls, not just boys. And speaking of Grady reciting things, homeschool. Oh, guys, having a table. Oh my gosh.
Having a big table.
Yeah, like an actual table where I can put all of my stuff on.
Yeah.
And just like a whole cabinet thing. Like, it's the little things, but I can promise you, road schooling is cool. It's cool once you know how to homeschool. But going from never homeschooling to starting it out on the road, there was some hard times. Now I feel like it'd be easier to go on the road because now I'm sure I don't have it figured out, but I've got a groove. I've got a system. I know what's important. I have way more confidence than I did. To whereas now I think it'd be easier to homeschool on the road. But this has been the best homeschool year ever of life. And I think a lot of it has to do with less stress of pulling things in and out and just the space. It does help to have space.
It does.
When you have 3 kids in homeschool.
Yeah, and you can hear them right now. And we will do a tour of the house and show you guys how homeschooling now is different
and
for us.
And we need to bring the kids in here. I mean,
yeah, we'll show you guys the kids before we end.
Because they're amazing and they're growing so much.
Kids,
Chason lost a tooth. Oh, and we've added animals. Can I just tell everything in my life? Okay. I love having a house because we've added another dog. We kept Gus. I love Gus now. For those that knew me,
Gus is a great dog.
If you knew me well, you knew that I was just hated his guts for a little while. But we made friends again. He's a very good dog. And we have a Lori Darlin. So if you're Lonesome Dove fans, we have Gus and Lori Darlin. She's a girl golden retriever. We have 2 boy bunnies, Thumper and Cooper, and a girl bunny, Roxy. And we're gonna have a little bunny farm and a bunch of chickens.
Yeah.
And it's just great.
Yep.
I love this house, and you do too.
Yeah.
But it's just right in the middle of town. It has been the biggest blessing of my life because I have guests here. Company comes every single day.
Pretty much. We had company last night for Taco Tuesday, and then her dad stopped by this morning. So
it's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. If it could just be like not surrounded by homes, it would be completely perfect.
And we're working on that for the future. Ooh. Yeah.
Ticked.
Hang on.
He's ticked.
Is that all right?
Okay.
Okay. I can cut this
yeah. Don't cut it. This is what I want the new season to be. Honestly, this is just Laine speaking. Is real life. Like, somebody's losing it in the background. We continue talking because in real life, that's what happens. Yeah. This is our home. This is our life. We're in soccer and football and hay rides and like school interruptions.
Guys, we're doing a video. Just hang on.
See, I just think that that's what it should be. You know, tell me what you think about that. Maybe that's crazy, but I feel like it makes people be more comfortable with their own life when they see.
Well, I feel like we've always been very real on YouTube.
Yeah.
We have always tried to portray the realness of our family and what it's like and show you the good and the bad and not make everything so perfect and whitewashed that everything's just sunshine and roses.
Oh, speaking of whitewashed, if you don't follow us on Instagram, we have had a whole thing. We've been trying to put a picket fence up at this house since we moved here, and they're not allowing us to do it. And I just want to picket fence and paint it white.
Yeah, I'll get more into that after we have a vote next Tuesday at the city council meeting, and then I'm going to make a video probably explaining everything that's taking place.
It's been a whole thing. It's grown our walk with Jesus.
Yep.
Anyways,
okay.
So what else is there?
Well, we sold the RV. Yeah, I guess that's one big update. That was kind of a hard thing for Laine. It wasn't so hard for me because I look at the financial aspect of owning an RV and what that means, especially whenever you're just having one sit. You know, ours wasn't paid for. We were still making payments on it, and it was a high interest rate. I think it was like 8 or 9%. It was too high. We knew it was going to be sitting for probably 6 months or more. And to be making payments and to have to worry about the winterization of the RV, I thought, and Laine allowed me to run with that thought.
I said I'm being a submissive wife.
To go ahead and sell it.
It makes sense.
Future plans for RVing is right now we don't really have any. At some point we would love to get a travel trailer and just do like little weekend campings here and there. Or maybe
like today.
Yeah, winter's coming, Thanksgiving. I'm turning the big 40. How's this work? That way?
In 9 days, he's turning 40. And I am so ready for it because he's been talking about it for 3 years.
Yep.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm turning 40. I'm going to die.
You don't know how to see it.
I got to ride a bull.
I got a lot of grays in my beard.
I mean, like I said, when I turn 40, we got to have a party.
Well,
like I want to get crazy.
You know, RVing, I think if I go back and watch 3 years ago, I think I was a lot darker headed than what I am today.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Always looking for those gray hairs. Look for the black ones, man. So you got a bunch
That's what I'll be doing
eventually. You have hair,
eventually.
man.
I'll be like, oh, there's more
You
left.
have hair.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so anyways, he's turning 40. Whoop, whoop.
Yes.
He's awesome at 40.
Thank you.
Hot, amazing.
Thanks, babe. Okay, so now we're going to talk about YouTube and what our plans is with that. We never wanted to quit YouTube. I just honestly needed a break. I needed a break. We had so many things going on in the summertime, and I had plans to continue the videos and there not be a gap, but honestly was just kind of burned out. I got to a point where I didn't feel like even picking up the camera, shooting. I also had kind of lost inspiration coming home to a house and not being in the RV and showing you all our adventures. When we got home and all these things, we were homeschooling and everything that was going on with just our daily lives. I thought, when am I going to pick up the camera? What is there great to show about anything that we're doing? And I honestly was just discouraged and just didn't feel like you guys would want to watch anything that we were doing at the time. I know it sounds silly. I was beating myself up. But I honestly just needed a break from YouTube. I really did. I just needed a break.
And that's okay.
I haven't replied to comments. I also
Which
just
he always replied to comments before.
Yeah, and not just YouTube. I needed a break from everything social media. I needed a break from the news. I needed a break from so many things. And so one of the major steps that I have taken in the last month to show my seriousness is this baby right here.
Got the old flipper phone.
Anybody got one of those?
Flip that thing.
I do. Yeah, so got a flip phone last month. It was because of the fact that I realized if there was a spare minute, I was on my phone constantly, looking up things, looking up realtor.com because I love real estate, and spending time on Facebook, spending time on Facebook Marketplace, just so many things. And I was just like, I got to a point where I just said, I'm done. I'm just done with it all, honestly. I just need a break. I just need a break from it all. So that's what I did.
And I think it's great.
Yep. So
I love it.
I have, yeah. I'm sure you see. I didn't know that you still made
jealous.
these things.
Yeah. Well, they're not cheap. I'm telling you. You'd think.
This is like a military grade one.
Anyway.
It's like the only one Verizon had. It's like $200.
We were shocked by that.
Yeah.
I can't tell. But so like we both have the desire, obviously, to live simple. Like
Very
Christmas
simple.
is coming up, and we've just been talking and praying over how it's way too extravagant. It's ridiculous what Christmas has become, what everything has become in this world. And our true desire, we're old souls, and to live simple is so important to us. So we're trying to get back to that. And full-time travel was a simple life.
It was.
And I'm telling you, when you come back to this life and a home and a community and all that, it's very easy to jump right back into the rat race. But we are very aware of that. We value our time together. We value family so much more than we even did before we left. And we're really being intentional about keeping our life simple and even being more and more simple in the future. We're planning our future around simplicity.
Right.
And just Jesus first, man,
Right.
100%. And loving people second. LPO6, like that's what I want us to be about forever.
Yep. Completely agree. Okay, so we talked about what we've done since we left. We've talked about the kids and all the activities. We talked about church. Talked about selling the RV. Talked about
We covered all the bases.
awesome flip phone. We talked
And
about
you're 40,
YouTube.
almost 40.
Well, I'm almost 40.
And November 12th, if this comes out before November 12th, everybody message
It will.
Michael
I'm going to post it Sunday, so it'll be like
this Sunday.
this Sunday.
Yes, it'll be before your birthday.
Yeah, it'll be from my
Yeah, so everybody message him on November 12th.
I don't know how you're going to do that. I don't have Facebook.
I'll show him.
I have a Facebook
Can
account.
I give you your number? I'm just kidding.
No,
I
have a Facebook account, but I do not have. I am never on it anymore.
On Loftis Party of Six, send him a message and wish him happy big 4-0.
Thank you.
We're going to celebrate big.
Yeah. Oh, and as far as YouTube goes, we are going to continue making videos. I have some gear review that I need to do,
Oh, yeah.
and so I hope you guys kind of enjoy that. We love them, but I got some gear review to do. We also just want to show you life. Laine is an amazing cook. And she loves to bake, and so I thought, you know what, let's do some cooking videos. Laine loves to show those things, so you guys are gonna.
That'd be fun.
I don't want this to be the Michael. I want this to be the Loftis Party of Six, and
LPO6.
get Laine more involved, homeschooling videos, showing a lot of things. So that's our plans for the upcoming. If you guys have anything you would like to see from our family, let us know in the comments, and maybe we can do a video on it. We'll see, but
For sure.
we,
For sure.
our family comes first. And I think that's been the focus of the last 4 months is our family come first, and we put everything else aside during that time, and just focused on our family.
It's important.
It's very important. It's very important. And
If you've never heard the song "That's Important to Me" by Joey and Rory, am I saying that right? Right now, look that up and listen to it. I love it. It's gonna be played at my funeral.
yeah, it's Laine's song.
Write that down.
It's Laine's song.
It's my song.
So family first, that's what's most important to us. And if you're wondering where we've been, that's what we've been doing for the past 4 months of our lives. And we hope to be able to share with you guys the upcoming exciting things that we have in store for our family.
Let's have another baby.
No, that is not one of those exciting
I was
things.
just thinking maybe I could get you on
Maybe
my
a
side.
puppy or a chicken.
Anyways, we're
Baby
back.
rabbits.
We're back.
Yeah.
And we're happy about that because I, for one, have missed it. I have, for one, and I know you have too at times, but now you're ready. I can tell he's ready, and I've missed it. I know the kids have missed it because just corresponding with you guys and Michael telling us comments that you guys left, it helps me. It motivates me and inspires me to have you guys. So
Yeah.
we love you and we appreciate you a lot. And when you guys have asked on Instagram, where are you at? That means a lot to me. So it really, thank you.
Yeah.
Just thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys a lot.
Thank you for just messaging us, and if you have in the last 4 months, thank you to our patrons. Thank you to everybody who has just been amazing and supporting us over the last 3 years. And even though we're no longer RVing, I hope and pray that you guys will still just enjoy us and the content that we create, and continue to follow along with us as we share our lives with you, and just kind of let you guys see little glimpses of what we are about and what our family is. And we hope to share more faith videos. I think that would be great, is if we could share more faith videos, sit down like this, and we just talk about the Lord and what He's done in our lives. And, and
marriage.
Yeah, we have always
Family,
had a heart for marriage. Anyway, thanks again. Leave us a comment down below. Tell us how excited you are we're back, or what you want us to show, or anything.
Talk to us.
Talk
please.
to us. I'm going to start replying to comments again.
Yay! All right. Well, we love you guys. Truly, thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Socks and shoes on. Say hi, Grady.
Hi. Hey, tell YouTube. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Say it again.
Hello.
There's Layla, Mel.
She's a little more toothless. And Chason's.
Come show me your face. Smile. And your scar, by the way.
Look
That's
at
amazing.
awesome.
Bye bye.